In this video, I'm going to show you how you can customize some of the templates in Canva, particularly the social media ones with images and text that we give you in your PLR, done for you, brandable social media images and infographics. So I'm just at the home page of Canva here, but I'm going to open up one of the files that has a link to the templates. In this example, it's the Business Survival Tips Graphics bundle, where there are 10 images for each of 10 different topics, along with an infographic. So I'm going to open up the Know Your Customers one, and I will open up the tips images. And in the PDF we give you there is a link to a template. So all you'll have to do is click on that link. It will open up Canva. And if you don't already have an account with Canva, whether free or paid, you'll need to do that. But the first thing you'll do is click on Use Template, and you'll either sign up or continue and log in. I actually have this open already in another window, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and open it up. And you can see it right here. So I've opened it up and it created a copy of that file. So here you'll see that we've set them up very simply. There's an image in the background. There's some text that's inside a semi-transparent box. In this particular one, there's a couple sets of texts, and there's our logo, which you'll want to replace. And that's about the same setup for all of the ones that we give you. There are some fancier ones in Canva, so you can always apply those, and you'll typically see those over on the left-hand side where they give suggestions. So you could always overwrite one of these or change out the text, or what I recommend is you create a new page and then copy over the text. But in terms of editing these, you can simply change any text you want. So maybe in this one, you just want to make it singular, know your customer. You can change the text here as well, but the first thing I would do is change out the actual image. So I'm going to delete that just by highlighting it, and you can see it was outlined, and clicking delete. If you mess up, you can always click the undo button on the top left here, but I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and then I'm going to find a new image. To do that, I'm going to go into Elements over on the left, and I'm going to type in some sort of search word. So I'll type in customer, since this is about knowing your customer. And there are some different categories here. I want a photo versus a graphic. So I'm going to click on photos. Now I have a paid Canva account for business, so there are some pro version images in there, but if you have a free one, you can filter based on free as well. So you click on that little thing at the right here, with the little scales, and I'm not going to worry about orientation because that really limits the number that you'll see in results, and you can always resize them. And then I'm just going to click on free because I want to make sure they are all free. I'll apply the filters, and now all the ones that are result are free ones that you don't have to pay extra for. So you can just scroll through, look for different ones. I'm going to just pick one randomly for you to see. So how about this one? And it's a little bit too small, but I can just highlight the corners and expand that to fill my space. So that's there. And now I want to go into position and make sure it's at the back so that the text shows. So just click on position and backwards, backwards, backwards until you see everything showing. And now the text isn't in the best place, so I'm going to go ahead and move that. And here we've got a transparent box that I can move over, and then I can move the text over as well. And you might want to edit the text. So in this case, I might change it from look at who's looking at your products and services, and there's a typo there anyway, and change it to, you should always read everything just in case. Talk to the people who are looking at your products. Okay. And make sure you can adjust that. You can adjust the size of the box, the position. If you ever Not sure what you're highlighted on, just click outside of it and then go back in. And when you hover, you can see what's highlighted and click on it. So I could click on that and move it. There are little guidelines that you can sort of see, little dotted lines to help you center things as well. So that's all set. Now I have to make sure I put my own logo. This is obviously mine. You're going to put your own. So you can just delete that, highlight it and delete, and then go ahead and upload your logo. With a paid account like I have, you can upload and always have them there on the left, logos. Otherwise, go into uploads and upload a file with your logo. I like to always keep these pinned in my access bar so that I can find them easily. So I would go and just upload whatever logo. Hopefully you have one that'll work on either a light background or a dark background. And then you'll find that in your upload section here. You can kind of look through and find it. I'm going to grab mine from the logo section again. I want one with the white text. As I said, you want some that'll work on a dark background. Like this one, you can kind of see, I'll load it in, works better here on a lighter background because it has the dark text. It won't work on the darker background. So I'm going to use the white version here, move it down to the corner over here, maybe make it smaller. You can play with where you put it. And the other thing you're going to want to do is put a URL to wherever you want people to visit when they go. So you have know your customer, talk to people who are looking at your products, and then a URL. So you want to add text over here on the left. There's a little text button. You can click on that and then say click add a subheading. Move that to wherever you want it. I'm going to make it even with my logo and then say whatever. I'm going to have to change the font size. I'm just going to say contentsparks.com, say no customer. I like to have a pretty link in there. I can't really see it because it's in that dark text, so I'm going to highlight that whole box and change the color of the text to white. Okay, so that you can see it on the dark background. And maybe to make it bigger, I'll move my logo somewhere else. I'll put it out of the way here for a minute and move that into the center. And let's make it bigger as well so it's really visible. All right, and keep adjusting the box however you want. And you could always put one of these transparent boxes on the back if you want it to really stand out. The way to do that is to go to Elements and click on, let's see, Graphics, or just put in, it still has my search results, so I'm just going to put in square or rectangle even, and I can put that in and move it down so that it's behind my text. You might have to play with finding different elements, or you just take one that we've done and copy it. So I'm going to just copy that, and it even has a little shortcut there to copy it. And then I can move it down to the bottom and resize it, and then change the color of the text as well. Remember, you'll have to change the position by going up to position and putting it backwards. And at this point, I'll also want to change that text color again to, and here you just click on the little A at the top, and then you get a whole choice. It'll even give you options of colors from a photo that you have in there. So I can also choose ones that are already in the document, like that one, which would blend in, which wouldn't work, or just black. All right, and then it's all set. Play with it, make it how you would want it. I wouldn't necessarily leave this exactly like this, but I want to get you to see exactly what's there and how to work it. So that's how you edit the images that you get. You can play with any of that. You can make a copy of one first, so you could just duplicate the page and maybe try applying a different template. So you can go into templates over on the left and play with some of those and see what comes out. But I think I'm just going to leave it as is. See, it will copy over some of the text, but not all of it. So I'm going to just delete that and leave it. And it's all saved. When you're done and you're ready to actually have these as images that you can upload to your social media or blog posts or elsewhere, just go in the upper right and click on share, and then to download. And then it's going to default to PNG. There are other options here, JPEG and PDF. I'm going to leave it on the PNG. And you can either download all the pages at once, in which case you'll get a zip file with all of the images, or you can click on the down arrow and just uncheck all the pages and maybe just check the current page or any of the others in here. And when you're done, you'll just click download and it'll be on your hard drive. So let me just show you one more thing before I sign off here, and that's how to edit something a little bigger like an infographic. So in that bundle and in some of our other products, we have infographics in Canva. Some of them are in PowerPoint and SmartArt, which is easy to edit in PowerPoint, but in this case, we have them in Canva. So for the Know Your Customers one, you'd go into the infographic folder. Again, you'll see it in a PDF, and you'll be able to click on that link and make a copy of it. Use the template and open up a copy. I, again, have that open, so I'm going to open that up over here. It will make a copy. You can change the name just by highlighting that and changing it. Now, the trick with the infographics for editing is to actually make them bigger so you can see each part. And down at the bottom here, you'll see there's 37%. I'm just going to zoom that in, and that way I can scroll. I'm just using my mouse and scrolling up and down so I can highlight different parts. So this says 10 tips to know your customer. And you, just like before, you can click on any of that, highlight and edit the text, change the colors. So here I might want to change the brown. And here's another tip for you. Say I want to make that, I don't know, the pink, like the title, let's say. I'll click on pink. It changes one, but say we want to change all of them. At the bottom here on the left, you'll see change all, and it shows you it'll change that dark brown to pink. So if I click on change all, it's now done that for all those boxes. So that'll save you a little bit of effort. And you can see there's things like little graphics here. You can delete those and just add something else in if you want. Maybe that's a little too confusing. So go into your elements and search around and see, get some ideas. Look at some of the templates for ideas if you're not really sure. So tips to know your customer. Maybe I want another little picture of a customer, or I could take this one at the bottom and copy that and put it at the top. So I'm gonna, like before, click on the duplicate and take that and move it up. I'm gonna have to use my mouse and scroll up to get that all the way up to the top. So I could do that and then have that behind, or maybe make that smaller. There's a lot of things you could do. That actually doesn't work brilliantly, so I changed my mind, easy to delete. And I might go into elements and find a border, let's say, because I don't want to have another graphic. So I'll click in border, and you can see you get some options there. So I could just click border. It'll put it into the center. So I've zoomed in, I didn't see it right away, but I can then move it up just like before. And move it up. Oops, make sure you're grabbing onto the right thing. And that's more like a bottom border, but I can flip it around. So there's this little thing on the right, so I can just flip it around so that it works there and get it to click into place. And maybe make it a little bit smaller, so it's just a little bit of border at the top. So you can do things like that. I'm gonna just delete that and undo some of the other things that I did so that I can go back, just undo, undo, undo until I get back to where I was. Done. All right, so that's everything. There are certainly lots of other things you can do with Canva, but this will give you a good starting point for at least editing some of these done for you, ready to go templates. And don't forget to add your logo like I showed you on the other one, whichever one works best for your particular layout and whatever you're planning to do, whether it's a dark background, light background, centered. You just play with it, make it your own, and remember to add that extra text as well by adding the subheading text and your URL for where you want people to go. All right, and let me know if you have any questions at all.